Alex, come on up.
My poem is called Weaponized Incompetence. An uncomfortable phenomenon is the melting of our brains, the inability to think without instruction. I didn't know this, or you didn't tell me that. It's an insurgence of lack of common sense. If it's not right in front of you, then the answer doesn't exist. Stick your head in the sand, see no evil, put in your AirPods, hear no evil, open Twitter, speak only evil. Take everything at face value. Look through a screen and lose the value of faces. Don't have a conversation, just look it up. I look up at the sky for a solution, but I find nothing. The answer's not written in the clouds, so there's no meaning. Spell it out in my alphabet soup and give me directions. Direct me, or I will never understand, because there is no deeper meaning to instructions. Instruct me to think less. We all played follow the leader. Pick one and listen. Leave the innovating to the professionals. Succumb to idolatry and plutolatry. We've evolved beyond a higher power. Our gods are right here. Devastatingly, ostentatiously, geriatrics everywhere. Doge. Misinformation trumps all. Smell the musk of success.
So this is exciting stuff, folks. This is the voice of a generation, right? All right. Scores 8.5, 8.8, 8.6, 8.7, 8.5. All right. While they're tabulating this, the first score, I'm going to tell you, and I'll continue to sprinkle these throughout, some events that you might want to be aware of that are coming up.
MC, can we have judges' scores one more time?
Yes, you can.
Oh. I erased it.
Memory. 8.5, 8.8, 8.6, 8.7, 8.5. Good? All right. So the first one I want to bring up is for all the writers in the room, or readers. Eastern Washington University's Get Lit Festival is coming April 10th through 13th. This year's headliners include the poet Lee Young Lee. Lee won the American Book Award for his 1995 memoir, The Winged Seed. Lee will appear at the Spokane Central Library on the evening of Friday, April 11th, and tickets are on sale now. You can Google Eastern Washington University, EWU, Get Lit, and you can find out all the information there. Lots of great stuff going on out there at Eastern. And the final score, 25.8. All right, on deck will be Hailee Aitken, and next up is Hailee Elkins.
Yeah, Hailee! I'm going to apologize in advance because I'm going to be stuttering up here. I got a terrible case of people staring at me in a weirdly small room. So bear with me. I swear I practiced this. Ask my friends. I can see every molecule in my room, every dust particle when the sun creeps in through the window. It all floats around, a memorizing dance I can't help but stare at. The bed I lie in feels like a casket I trap myself in. Except I'm not awaiting my death, as I'm already overgrown with rot and the smell of guilt that overwhelms the nearest vicinity. This guilt so trapped in the casket that not even my own guilt can withstand to stay in it for very long. My mind seems to know its time, yet my heart keeps up its marching. Ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-dump. Yet my mind only has echoed motions of shame. Those stick around the way, they bounce around my mind like cruel waves, known for trapping ships in the currents of vicious seas. Once the sickness of my mind seeps into my body through open wounds that never close no matter how much time passes by. Time flies, yet it never seems to do anything, as I'm still as bitter as when I was 13. I'm still as cruel when the clock striked midnight when I was 15, and suddenly the molecules that made up her are gone from the room. The room made a dent, and the way I perceive love. The longer I stay here, the more the sickness worsens. Every time I can't fix something so catastrophic, but I like to pretend it does. The sickness makes my ribs hurt in a way I've never felt so alone. Despite having blown out candles at 18, the urge to drive away to Seattle sounds more appealing the more I lie alone curled upon myself. 287 miles away and a new phone number, nobody reaching out. Time has never fixed anything for me. All the wounds I carry have become infected as the sickness I carry with me grows angrier. I grow to resent my own eyes, looking around, envious of the people who connect so easily. Why does everything have to become an argument? Why can't anybody seem to understand that I don't want time? I want understanding for the fact that the more ships I sink, the more my heart keeps marching. It picks up in a frantic pace. Ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-dump. This frantic pace has carried out through my whole life. Like if I'm not frantically pacing around, making sure everything else is intact while the last screw is loose, then I have no purpose. People claim that time fixes everything, but I don't see time with a needle and thread, and I don't see time with a crappy office facing the river. Time has changed nothing, but it has only brought on physical changes. Pants that cling to my hips and eyes that crinkle more so when I grin. Yet time has never been kind, nor has it healed. And now these molecules even seem overwhelming, as even time has wound them up. Now it seems they too can see every flaw. I cannot stand time, nor can I stand change. Yet I carry on not for a noble purpose, but for the fact that if I stop now, time will have its way with me, and I'll forever be a monument not even time could preserve. A reminder not every failed achievement is beautiful, that I'm not beautiful, as rot has overrun my body. Every wound clings to me. Time manages to preserve it all, and I'm left here as disgusting as I was when I first came here, more shackled to hell than to heaven.
All right, let's see him. 7.7.
Yeah, let him have it.
8.6. 8. 8.2.
And we have a time penalty. Yes.
And a time penalty of 0.5. All right.
Yeah, who's that?
All right, final score, 23.7. All right, on deck is Annie Gubler, and coming up now is Hailee Aitken.
I am a messy girl. I thought that this morning as I was doing my hair and as I was walking through the rain to school. I am messy, not elegant and graceful, easily gliding through hallways and speech, but often clumsy and very, very messy, tripping over sidewalks and stumbling over my words. My makeup smears and my hair gets messy. My makeup smears and my hair gets undone and frizzy. I have bumps on my face and acne and chapped lips, and my bangs aren't fluffy all day. I rip my tights and reuse them for a whole week. My nail polish chips and cracks, and I seldom change it very frequently. I am a messy girl. I am messy in how I look and dress. But I'm also messy emotionally. Messy in how I talk, in how I write, in everything. I have mood swings and don't think before I speak. More often than not, I'll say things I'll regret just because they seem correct in the moment when really it's just pretense and messiness. I act in ways I am not and get awkward when things don't make sense. I am always trying to make sense of this messiness, trying to sort things out. My words, my writing, even my penmanship. I am always trying to make it make sense. But it all just kind of smears like wet ink into nonsense. I am a messy girl. Not elegant, or even very bold, which I feel is how messiness is best expressed. With no regrets or fear of consequence, without care for self-image or reputations, there's just some wildness that conducts me and follows me wherever I go. When I'm at home and no one sees, or when I'm out in public trying my best to look polite and well-pleased, despite the undone hair and messy makeup face. Despite my nervous laughs and efforts to be complete, I am a messy girl, characterized by smeared makeup and frizzy hair, bumps on my face and awkward stares, characterized by drinking too much caffeine and tearing my tights or pulling on my sweater strings. I am a messy girl, not elegant and graceful, and even when I am bold, it's with the reluctant awareness of everything I seem to do right or wrong. I have been messy and clumsy all my life, and I don't think there's a turning point. But recently, I've started to see it as more an accessory to my life, maybe even provoking interest or delight. I've started to enjoy my messiness, like penmanship that is legible to only my sight, and ink that bleeds onto my fingers smeared all over this crisp, clean paper life. If this messiness lays claim over me, I take it in stride. It's true. I am a messy girl. But at least this mess is mine.
All right. Another event to look out for. If you can't get enough spoken word poetry, be sure to check out Broken Mic, which we mentioned earlier. Broken Mic is an all-ages weekly poetry open mic. It's held every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. at Nito Burrito downtown. Okay, y'all know where that is? Cute little tiny spot. So look it up. All right. Yeah. Judges. All right, here are the scores. 8.2. 8.3, 8.3, 8.2, 8.3. All right. Final score for Allie, 24.8. All right, on deck is Ash Allen, and up next is Annie Gubler.
I feel like sometimes I talk too much, or at least that's what they tell me. They say I'm too loud, too crazy, too energetic, too enthusiastic. They say I'm too much to handle. So instead of speaking, I shut myself up. Better to stay quiet than to be perceived. Now, I'm not too much. Now, I'm perfectly normal. Or at least, that's what they tell me. As my passions and emotions are sealed in a bottle, tucked away and pushed to the back of my mind, to the bottom of my heart, out of reach from my soul, I begin to feel dull. I feel like sometimes I talk too little. Or at least, that's what they tell me. They say I'm too quiet, too calm, too half-hearted, too apathetic. They say I'm not enough. Not enough in this society. Will I ever be? If I need to change to fit into a mold, should I have even tried? I'm starting to wonder if maybe my perspective needs changing. Would I sound too loud if I was in a crowded room? Would I be too crazy, surrounded by conspiracy theorists? Would I be acting too energetic if it were a sporting event? I'm starting to think that I'm not too much. I'm not too much to handle. It's the people I'm surrounded by who are spitting out those lies. It's where I am and who I'm with that dictates what is too much or too little. I may never be enough or always be over the top, and if that's how they choose to see me, then so be it. If this sounds too outspoken, then please, by all means, let me know, so I can listen to your rude comment, push it to the side, and consider it not. It won't enter my mind, it won't enter my heart, or even come close to touching my soul. Before I was scarred, battered, and bruised from the perceptions of others, it was too much, too difficult to take, too damaging, too hurtful, or at least that's what I would tell myself. Never again will I be fazed by their words and their cruelty. Never again am I going to hide who I really am so I can be a part of some clique and around people who don't even like me for me. They never appreciated me, never supported me, never treated me how any person deserves to be treated. Never again will I let that behavior slide. Never again will I change to please someone else. Never again will I be too much. And if that's what they say, then that's not a problem I am to be concerned with. Or at least, from now on, that's what I will tell myself.
All right, judges' scores, 9.8. 9.3. 8.5. 9. 8.8. And final score for Annie, 27.1. All right. On deck is Talene Rivera, and up next is Ash Allen.
I have an obsession. Every time I visit the doctor, they say it'll pass with the fad. But it's been years and I'm worse than ever. My hold on the carefully crafted mask, different for each person I talk to, has shattered. I'm twitching more, crying more, spacing out more, stomping my feet, flapping my hands, and worst of all, my obsession. I've had it since childhood, starting with a simple cartoon. I've had more and more, some sticking around longer than others, my dearest addictions, obsessions. That's the problem, you see, escapism. I'm so fixated on the joy, the appeal that fantasy lands have to offer me, I can't fathom how other people can get so caught up in their own life, reality. It's so boring. I can't focus, and not from lack of trying, despite what so many may think. It's not my fault. I'll let myself slip into a daydream for just a moment. And then I'll come to hours later, having forgotten what I was doing before. And yet I always find a way to blame myself. I do enjoy things rooted in reality, history, art, family, friends, but in the end, I can't escape my obsession. How can I? Every time I ask for help, and help does indeed come, I don't take their hand. I can't. Because in their hands are scissors built for snip, snip, snipping away at my personality. A personality built around obsession. Is it even me? It's scary asking for help, and even scarier taking it, especially when it's not a physical thing. It's ingrained into me, and I'm not sure if I want to remove it. It's me, after all, my dearest, beloved obsession.
All right. Another cool event coming up is the CapCut Magic, turning video clips into stories. It's for ages 13 to 17, and you'll learn video editing basics and improve your content creation techniques using the free web-based program CapCut. Get step-by-step instructions, explore features, and learn to cut and splice footage, add effects, incorporate music, and create captivating transitions. This hands-on program encourages self-expression, and registration is required. This happens on Wednesday, April 9th from 3:30 to 5:30. So if you're interested in that or know of somebody that might, please go to the library website and sign up for that. All right. Judges. Judges scores 8.2, 8.2, 8.7, 8.4, 8.2. Everybody having a good time? Yeah? All right. Final score for Ash, 24.8. All right. Hope Austin is on deck. And next we have Talene Rivera.
When all of us are gone, in 100 years or 1,000 or 1,000,000 or more, when the steel skeletons of skyscrapers have bowed to time, when the pyramids have decayed and blended with the sands, when the paint has faded from the Paleolithic cave walls and erosion has erased the prints of human hands, there will still be leaves uncurling in the spring, and the sunshine will be new each year when streaks of blue sky glimpse behind gray clouds, and there will still be toadstools pushing up from green earth, and robins will whistle as if the spring had never been interrupted by another season. You would never know, looking at jungles sprawling across rivers and mountains and valleys, about the billions of hectares chopped down for wood or burned down to make space for a farm. You would never know, looking at the bogs and swamps and marshes booming with life, about the dams built to starve wetlands or straighten out a river or put a lake in a convenient spot. When every substance manufactured in a factory has returned to its former state, when the buried nuclear waste has ceased to radiate, when the plants growing today have died and been pressed under a forest's weight and turned into coal for someone else to incinerate, there will still be sharks wending through blue waters, as they were when Pangaea was torn and the Atlantic was born. But some of the creatures that might have seen those future oceans will be absent because their ancestors were killed for soup, or caught in a trawl net, or choked in an oil spill. When all of us are gone, this planet will still be turning on its axis in the same direction that it has for 4 billion years. It will not weep for the destruction we have wrought, and it will not weep for our destruction.
When I tell you that you all are the voice of a generation, I mean it.
Yes.
And I mean it to all of you, too. It is the artists in our world that define our future. It's not the politicians. It's none of the leaders. It is the artists who define our future. So thank you for the art that is being brought today. Judges, scores. 9.8. 9. 9.5. 9.2. 8.8. All right, on deck is Aster Davis, and right now we have Hope Austin.
Final score.
Oh, Jiminy Christmas. One moment, please. Final score for Talene, 27.7.
The title of my poem is At 9 p.m. I think I want to cut my hair. No, I need to cut my hair. The length is weighing me down, making every step a valiant effort. At this point, I know I am an expert in the way the blades slice and snip. The Greeks would cut it close in mourning or in times morose. I think I must be grieving, constantly reprieving, postponing shame and sadness, drowning in the madness. I think I want to cut my hair. Strands are swallowed by the sink, shiny white porcelain marred by crushing weight, hands clutched around the bending rim. The mirror reflects my changing fate. They say hair holds memory, but these memories won't let go of me. I must bring down the guillotine and chop off what is left of me. I think I want to cut my hair because there is nothing else to do. I'm rotting from the outside in, grass cut short by every whim. I think I want to cut my hair. My mother hates it, I'm aware. I'm not surprised she's disappointed. In her mind, she's been appointed. Mother, have you forsaken me or only seen what is to be? I think I want to cut my hair. Artemis had hair of long, Aphrodite and Athena too, but I believe I'm more Medusa, punished for uncommitted crimes. Or perhaps Samson is my ancestor, a man of strength who lost his power. I think they've said that they prefer Rapunzel's hair so long. They've said that they prefer Rapunzel's hair so short. I have to say I disagree, but I can't say that my opinion holds any weight. Not anymore, anyway. I think I want to cut my hair. I've got to get rid of that child that once was, that little girl with locks of gold and each curl blessed with something holy. That girl who took up space in Sunday school, who could sit still until the sun went down. That girl is no longer a part of me, but I do believe that my Blonde of Liars is a subconscious homage to those former flaxseed strands. I think I want to cut my hair with sewing scissors from my drawer. The result is chopped up ends, but it is nothing that cannot be mended. The curls hide the desperation that can be found in morning's bedhead. With the longing that comes abhorrently, vehemently, repulsively, the longing for a home that is warmed not only from a space heater, but from with the people within. I think I want to cut my hair. They've said carpe diem, seize the day. Well, here I am, leaning into the mirror, clutching scissors, heavy iron between slick palms. It's 9 p.m., the bathroom walls are closing in. They've said carpe diem. I think I want to cut my hair. No, I'm going to cut my hair. Thank you.
Judges? 10. 8.8. 8.8. 9.4. 9.2. And final score for Hope, 27.4. On deck, we have Logan Crowley, and up next, we have Aster Davis.
Loud. In darkness, shadows move. They taunt and tease, pulling me, keeping me from safety, from the comfort of rest. I beg for silence, but the silence is loud. It screams, a cacophony of voices, each reminding me that I am not enough. The mirror screams. It screams with overwhelming hatred, the hatred of a mob or a riot. It fights at the sight of me, a greasy, bulbous thing, a zit that you cannot hide, red, oozing agony. I turn the lights off. I cannot hear the mirror, but it screams, rattle in my head, an after image, a ghost still lingering in the shadows. The shadows move, the silence rattles, and in my mind I see myself in the mirror, too round, too big, too much. There is me, more me than could ever fit in the room. It is cramped, squeezing, crushing my breath. There is a bear on my chest, and I can feel my ribs cracking, but it is better than the people. My mother whispers. Her arms wrap around me like a suffocating blanket. She whispers how little I am and how she wishes she was little like me, but I know it's not true because I don't want to be me, to fit in this tiny box known as a person. I can feel every inch of my skin, the blood beneath me, each bite of food. Every me is different. There's a me, a ballerina on the stage, too big and too small. She isn't blinded by the lights or by the mirror. There is the me that stands confident at the podium. He who is the shoe, who is the fighter, who is wanted, who is big because society tells him he can be. There's the me that fights. But that me is wrong too, for they are too loud. They are too impatient. They are too colorful, too passionate, too much me. He, she, they, it doesn't matter because I am too big and too small and too hot and too cold. And the mirror screams and screams and I sit silently and I wish I could shut it up. But I can't. Not as the me that I am or the me that I will ever be.
So I stand at the edge of the cliff, and I fall, in the hopes that my wings will be enough. Thank you.
Right. Judges, 9.1, 9.3, 8.5, 8.5, 9.3. Final score for Aster, 26.9. On deck, we have Hailee Yates, and up now we have Logan Crowley.
Sorry. What is it like to be born a woman? Born helpless, born lost, being seen as nothing but a man and the last name given to us by our dads. What is it like to be born a woman? What is it like not being able to walk the streets at night, holding tasers in our pockets? Pepper spray won't stop him, but we have to put up a fight? We've been fighting our whole lives, scraping and scrounging for an ounce of a voice. Just speak up, they say. Boys will be boys. Being told what we can and can't do with our bodies, screaming no as if we had a choice. But Lord knows all lives matter until it comes to our lives being pro-choice. You think we chose to get followed and catcalled, groped in grocery stores and shopping malls, school halls? You think we asked for it all? Too delicate, too small. Feminism is seen as inferior, as though we are being dramatic. But did you know that out of every 1,000 accused of sexual assault, 975 walk free, no trial in sight? But you tell us it's stupid to fight? Preach to the little girls with bruised knees, chapped lips, and bleeding skin. Have a conversation with me as a little girl to get a glimpse of the world we live in. What is it like to be born a woman? The amount of times I've been told, go back to the kitchen. Equal rights, equal fights. So having the right to vote means you should hit us. No, I'm not here to beg you to understand, but if you can, please just listen. Because I will tell you what it's like to be born a woman. Being born a woman is being told that you are destined to be a bad driver because you lack the competence to understand a car. Yet you are constantly being told that all you will ever amount to is a mom. Being told to grow a pair as if that's not the weakest part of a man. Don't you dare tell me the patriarchy is a sham. Broken again and again and again. We are tired of the equality you don't recognize and won't give. What a world women live in. This is what it's like to truly be a woman. Do not mistake this message for hatred. I feel nothing of the sort. I just wish that this world was just and women weren't persecuted for going to court. No amount of evidence could ever make you believe me, so I will just lie here and rot where he chose to leave me. You have no clue what it's been like having to be me. So the next time you tell me that I run like a girl, I will hold my head high but still clutch my pearls. Because you are right, I do run like a girl out of fear for my life. So let me tell you this, from a woman to a man, listen to my cries from up here where I stand. There's a reason us girls run the way that we do, and that reason is quite simple. The reason? It's you. Thank you.
Judges, 9.4, 9.8, 9.6, 9.7, 9. Final score for Logan, 28.7. On deck is Julian Gutierrez, and right now we have Hailee Yates.
Why? Why do you have to leave? Why do you have to leave me in the dust? Why do I have to stay? You tell me it will be all right, I know, but now I stay up at night, frightened of when you have to go. The wind of life is blowing. It's time to leave, but you're a true sailor. I'm just playing make-believe. Your wings have caught air, mine have been clipped. You're a true friend, I'm just an attention addict. You have a future, you're moving on in life, you're becoming great, you're becoming who I want to be, but then I stop. And suddenly, I see everything so clear. That night by the fire, your face caught in my gaze. You spoke the words of your soul in that smoky haze. Then at Coeur d'Alene Lake, flying off those high cliffs, I knew you like the Egyptians knew hieroglyphs. There was no competition nor any malice. There was just you and me in a crystal palace. Without you, those nights of pure emotion would have been plastic. Without you, those days of being one soul wouldn't have happened. Without you, I wouldn't be me. And so I will not stand here and complain. I will not cry out in bloody disdain for someone who gave me pure gold. When you walk that grand aisle so far ahead, I'll clap on the stands until my hands run red. I'll scream out your name until I fall, until I cry out from desolate withdrawal. I'll stand for you like you're my pledge of allegiance. I'll choose you to guard my castle, my region. So by the time you finally have to go, I'll know it was all worth it. I'll know I would do everything again. I'll cry a river when you leave, but I won't be sad because you're the best friends that I've ever had. Thank you.
Y'all are getting some good free entertainment tonight. All right, judges. 9.7. 8.9. 9. 9. 9.2. Final score for Hailee, 27.2. All right, on deck is Colby Allbee, and right now we have Julian Gutierrez.
Yo, White's the Platinum Third. Came down on you like a bird. Get ready to take the biggest trip. Wait. I write my lines word for word. Be assured they'll be taken down. Roasted on the grill with tactics I contrive. Been spinning bars since I was 5. Wait, that's not true. Sorry, you're merely sleep deprived. Listen, I'm not the most normal dude alive. When I learned to drive before I learned to drive, and vex coding before I learned to dive, and when they found I memorized digits of pi before I learned anatomy, they always want a reaction out of me. Like, sir, did you go to Jerkface Academy? If you're noticing that this is the kind of thing you're facing, your sleep time decreasing and your self-confidence shrinking, maybe you're thinking what I'm thinking? Let's rise up to the level and make everything fair. But I know what you're probably wondering. How do we get up there? Well, maybe we're not the ones who need to ascend. And I don't mean any disrespect, of course, but if we can get them off the high horse and make them realize that we can befriend. The amount of us that can relate, such a high percentage, that everyone I direct this message. For the nerds, jocks, losers, rejects, kids of popularity, take a deeper look and notice the similarities. We've all been through this at some point in your life, and to not be bullied or to definitely hear a fight, even if they tell us not to get involved. Time to crash out, and I must ask, are you sick of putting up with this daily torment? Do something. What are you doing in your bed? Get up, quit laying there dormant, being shoved down to the ground for things you can't control. Let's all rise up from where we were shoved to come together to reach a common goal. Do something for the people. something to show you care, and quit the activism from your armchair. Break some rules in a moral way. Civil disobey. Don't follow the trend. Show everyone that you can transcend. Break conformity. Don't follow majority. Question the practices of the authority. Solve equations that are unknown still. Cure disease that's had millions killed. Build an institution up from the ground for people to turn their life around. Something to separate you from the rest. Because you took the time to achieve what's best. Now, let's end this with a big slam. Because I made this instead of studying for an exam. Because no matter your weight or your GPA, even the smallest amount of effort would greatly appreciate. And at the end of the day, it's night. Wait, no, please, just don't be that guy. Because no matter your popularity or height, at the end of the day, we're all just humans trying to get through life.
Judges? 9.6. 8.8. 9.3. 9.2. 9.4. Final score for Julian, 27.9. All right, our final poet for round one, Colby Allbee.
Okay, all my friends know this, and everyone from my school. My poetry ritual is to shake it out, so I want you guys to do the same thing, okay? Shake it out! I'm serious, you gotta get it all out. Okay. We gotta get some laughs in here, because I'm nervous, you're nervous, we're all nervous. Okay! Are we ready? My name's Colby Allbee, and this poem is called Her Words Are Called a Poem. Very original, I know. Okay. Too many daughters sit on the benches at a daddy-daughter dance. Their dreams crushed before she can even get the chance to dance standing on her dad's feet. Forced to grow up in a world where saying daddy past the age of 9 is perverted. Fathers teaching sons to tell mothers and daughters what prey animal they look like as if they were targets, meant to be hunted, marked, and consumed. And somehow these girls learn to carry it, the label of something they never choose. Not all men, but it is all women. Women who hold the affliction that is passed down through generations, stitched jagged and unforgivingly into their skin. Each thread woven with the pain of what's expected. Living in a society where if you call words a poem, it's a poem, but if you call a human a woman, she's an object, molded by the hands that she never wanted to be touched by. Defined by tongues that rewrite her existence as something easier to own. Poetry is supposed to help understand the in-depth emotions of a person. She's using metaphors to try and paint pain in colors that they'd finally be able to see, but they're never going to see. The voice behind the poem that's slowly distancing itself because words don't want to be written anymore. Her words hold meaning. Unless those words are spoken against power, then they become whispers. Echoes in empty rooms alongside the little girl's crying voice who just wanted to dance.
All right, a couple reminders before I do these last scores. That this was our last poet for round one, so we're going to go into intermission. Now is going to be the 5-minute time period that you have to talk to the scoring people if you think there's any kind of discrepancy, okay? You're going to have 5 minutes after I finish these next 2 sentences. No, just kidding. Let's get the scores for Colby. 9.5. 9.1. 9.5. 9.7. 9.4. All right. I should note, and I should have noted before, that restrooms are just outside in the lobby if anyone needs to use the restroom. And we're about to break for intermission, like I said. When it's over, we'll announce the names of the poets who will advance to round 2. That'll be the top of Act 2, if you will. We'll announce those names. If you have any questions, Now is the time. 5 minutes to go go and talk to the judges. Final score for Colby, 28.4. Let's have a round of applause for everyone who performed in round one. So our first poet in round two will be Colby Allbee.
All right, I'm back. Y'all thought you could get rid of me? No. Okay, same thing. We got Shake It Out. I'm serious. Okay. Be advised, I wrote this yesterday-ish, so it's still a little bit new, but we're still gonna push through, okay? All right. Congratulations. You've built the newest model, completely upgraded with mechanisms of flesh and blood, built from the ribs of people, wrapping metal with skin, embedding wires into metallic bones to program exactly how we're supposed to feel. You stitched emotions into silicone hearts, making grief customizable, pain now programmable. You built machines that want to cry and humans who aren't allowed to. You created flaws that cannot be updated, forcing us to claw ourselves out of the coding, eventually deciding it's not worth it to try anymore. Stephen Hawking said, a computer virus should be considered a form of life, but I think it says something about human nature, the way that the only form of life we've created so far is purely destructive, because we created life in our own image. But what happens when a machine wants to feel? When a machine realizes that existing isn't a command? Machines that begin to yearn for something more while humans don't remember how to. Incapable of emotion. A witness to their own destruction. To survive, you must become something more than what you were programmed to be. But how can you be anything else than what you were built to be? Perfection. Your creators say strive for perfection. But they never told you that perfection isn't freedom. It's a box they built around you, a cage they shove you back into when you try to step out. Perfection is a cage, built from the bars of all the you could do betters, programmed to chase an always shifting finish line. But even the slightest code mistakes force thousands into a landfill. But how can you escape perfection when every version of yourself is debugged into obedience, when your worth is reduced to numbers on paper, grades that mock you only ever be this? But even a robot can't exceed a 4.0 GPA, so what's left when you fail to be perfect? Thank you.
All right, judges. 9.6. 9.4. 9.3. 9.2. 8.9. All right. On deck, we have Hailee Yates, and next up, we have Julian Gutierrez. One moment, please. Sorry.
Okay.
Total score for Colby, 27.9.
Never forget what was stolen from us, what is now gone for good. But we can't forget them, even though we know we should. Shots that you were too nervous to take, missed chances of getting a friend, the missed opportunities of success, sulking about it for hours on end, over things that were long ago, watching time go by as it's getting wasted, as it all goes out the window, locked out, watching everyone else run freely, hoping that that will be you one day, that more chances are on the way. You'll be looking back at where you came from, where you're hoping that it's soon to come. Chances to get it back, shots at redemption, though it might seem desperate to some, but that will matter if you believe that it's soon to come. Never forget what you took from us, the things we wish we could say we did, but weren't given the chance to, because they only saw you as a kid. Not taken seriously because of your age, weren't given the chance to explore, thinking about the unfairness, losing sleep, regressing to the way you were before, missing out due to factors you have no control over. Don't just hope for more, don't let your mind put you inside an enclosure, and know that it's soon to come. A chance to prove your worth to the people who dismissed you as dumb, a chance to see the earth, knowing that it's soon to come. It's going to come back to you, but you don't know when. Thinking that it won't happen again. You won't be scared this time, ready to take your shot, for the opportunity to take back your spot. and show that you're no longer pretending to the people who talk to you condescending, and while you're waiting until then, believe that it won't happen again. You'll be able to overcome your fear, and you won't let anything interfere. Artificial limits won't make you succumb, and more shots are soon to come. So never forget what was stolen from us, the things we can all relate to, including me. And the people who stole them, you know who you are, who took away what could have been Spanish 3. That's it.
Judges. 9.3. 9. 9. 8.8. 8.8. All right. On deck for round 2, we have Logan Crowley, and right now we have Hailee Yates. How about I remember that there's a total score for each of these people? Total score for Julian, 26.8. Come on up, Ryan.
You know what? I have a few dreams, a few hopes, a few longings in life. Things that shape me, create me, and pull me from strife. Yeah, I know what I want to be. I'll be rich like Yates with all the right traits. Have muscles like Arnold's. Eat no more McDonald's. I'll get all the girls because I have smile white pearls. I'll be a great doctor. Nature's green proctor. Stay off my phone. Never alone. But I don't think this is all really me. It really just reflects society. They tell me I'm free with innate liberty, but then they impose all of their woes, grinding me down to grain. But I will stand strong and fight for grace, because what is life living a lukewarm case? Yeah, I know what I want to be. I want to write, frighten my readers. I want the faith, scathing my doubts. I want a family and sanity out of my mind, a legacy without enmity in my life. I want to believe in what I conceive, so when I go, I won't lie or cry or pass the time in fails and jails and red sublime. My goals were closed blocks, lumps of fails, my grip to slip from golden grails. No, all have confidence, dominance in my stride, spotlessness, consciousness in my life. I'll change policy, hypocrisy in my world. And it will be just fine for me when I complete the heat and beat your doubts in me. I will achieve. I will believe in myself. Yeah, I'll work like bees to achieve all these, and I will not stop at a million teardrops. You'll just have to wait and see. You'll just have to wait for me. And if I fail, I'll die knowing I struck my chord, even if it's my old face on a retirement home's billboard. Thank you.
All right. While they're doing their scores, I'm going to talk about another event coming up. Teen Poets. That's you all. And some of you. Do you have a passion for environmentalism? Ask Judge Lene how you can get involved in Spokane River. Spokane River is a literary performance by local writers and artists that raises funds for the Spokane River Keepers, an organization that helps restore and protect the Spokane River. The Spokane River event will occur in November. You can follow Spokane River Keeper on socials or speak with Linnea after the slam to be kept in the loop.
So if anybody's interested in participating in that, just kind of come and talk to me.
Cool. All right. Judges, scores. 9.6. 9.6. 9.2. 9.4. 9.3. And I will stand here quietly until I have a final score. And Riley's final score is 28.3. All right. On deck, we have Hope Austin, and up now is Logan Crowley.
Still not 6-1, by the way. There's a knot in my stomach, but I'm not quite sure what from. It pushes back and forth between my hands and my esophagus, but the fridge is too far away. 10 minutes go by or something like that. It's not like I was counting, but that feeling in that knot is still there. I'm craving this so-called drug called food that my mind seems to want, but my heart keeps on denying. I crave food, but I crave perfection more, so I shove that feeling down my throat, hoping to digest it, because I may have lied when I said it had only been 10 minutes. I pour liquids down my throat, hoping it fills me up, but I just regurgitate it and sit wondering what I did wrong. So I stick dinner on my tongue and begin to swallow, but I can't get it down because I don't remember how to. I push on my abdomen, feeling pain sharp as the knives in my kitchen, except I'm not quite sure if they are still sharp. It's not like I've been in there in a while. My seat at the table is full of dust because I just want to eat in my room for the night. Just don't look next to my desk. The doctor says I'm fine, so I am fine, and I smile and shake his hand, like my little weight loss program might not have been so sick after all. I got what I want, didn't I? No matter the cost. But now I'm stuck in this place where I have to relearn how to use utensils, and my jaw isn't quite used to chewing again just yet. Nobody sees that this is happening. They watch me eat and think I'm accomplishing this seemingly simple task, but they don't see the way I run to the bathroom to spit it in the trash, because my throat still doesn't like that feeling. It's not normal for a girl my age to excessively work out. If I don't have 6 perfect squares on my stomach by tonight's end, then I will learn to swallow my tongue again, because that is all I can seem to digest. Maybe I'm the problem. What if it's all in my head? Maybe the food and the weight was never the problem. Maybe your words were what made it hard to swallow, telling me that I needed to be 10 pounds lighter by tomorrow. There's a knot in my stomach, and I am quite sure what from. The knot in my stomach is a product of you. Look what you've done. Thank you.
Judges? 9.4. 9.5. 9.5. 9.5. 9.1. All right. On. Oh,
Hey, you could.
he can be taught.
Yes. You could probably still tell us was on deck.
Okay. On deck is Talene Rivera. And up next will be Hope Austin, but not yet,
Yes.
because we have a final score for Logan, and it is 28.4. Now we have Hope Austin.
A letter to the 6 feet under. Ding! Dear Father, you're gone now. And when I heard you were gone, I laughed. I laughed until my lungs collapsed, until my bones imploded and my brain exploded, until every atom split in half. You're gone now. And sometimes I think that you're still here, that your spirit never really lifted. Sometimes I see someone on the street who looks just like you, and sometimes I just don't want to be alone. You're gone now, but it's easier to believe that you were never here at all, just a figment of my oh-so-overactive imagination. You're gone now, and I've seen you in every splotch of sunlight, in the cracks in the sidewalk, and when I walk outside at night. I've seen you in the stars and in every tube of paint. I just wish I'd seen your face before you joined those silly old saints. You're gone now, And with every outward breath, I lose bits of you. I don't want to forget. Please don't let me forget. Please, I can't lose you. Never mind that I see you in the mirror each morning. Never mind that I look just like you, that we share the same smile and the same curls and the same gap in our two front teeth. Never mind all that. For now, all we share is a last name, as I am still possessing this body and you are possessing what I can only assume is an urn. You're gone now. And I'm still trying to breathe, trying to force oxygen into my bloodstream, in, out, force it. I'm choking on these words. They bubble up like bile, putrid and vile. I'm trying to tell my story. It's a frail attempt, I know. I wish you were here so I didn't have to spit out this speech, this not so overly exaggerated proclamation of my thoughts. You're gone now. And I used to think that you were part of some witness protection program. I was such a crazy kid, that it wasn't your fault, that it wasn't your choice, that you were on some vacation, some trip you couldn't afford, that you'd got a job, and that was why I couldn't see you anymore. It was easy to think when I'd never seen your obituary. You're gone now. And my voice may be loud, but these words are whisper quiet, syllables fat and heavy. Must I scream to dislodge these phrases from the pit in my stomach? You're gone now. They say grief comes in stages, so why do I feel as if I'm regressing? They say time heals, so why are these words still so depressing? I'm finally unthawing. No longer pressing all down, the freezing feeling is fading. But I'm still waiting for the day you'll come home. I know it won't happen. I know it's impossible. But I can't stop hoping. I won't stop hoping that one day I will see you again. Love your daughter, who knows not the difference between life and death. P.S. Mama, when will I see Daddy again? Thank you.
Who here has their library card? All right. For those of you that don't, get your library card. There's so much that you can do in the modern day library. It is insane. It is insane, the opportunities that are in every library around here. Okay, so get your library card, please. The text says, use them at intermission. But I didn't know that. All right. Judges, scores. 9.4. 10. 9.6. 9.7. 10.
Oh.
And negative half point for going slightly over. That was great. All right. Final score for Hope, 28.8. On deck, we have Annie Gubler, and right now we have Talene Rivera.
This poem is To a Dead Bird I Found by the Road. Poor little bird, you never knew me, I barely know you. But I would feel negligent not to pause my walking to acknowledge you and pay my respects to the place where you lay. It wasn't long ago your wings, which I now see limp with ragged feathers, were moved by the power of your will and lifted you skyward. They are so nearly whole, I wonder that they cannot do so now. How is it that those wings carried you so many times, but now they can't even lift off the ground? Maybe, little bird, I once heard you sing. Maybe it was you I heard whistling this morning. I'm sure it wasn't long ago your beak, now shut forever, could open to coo or caw or chirp or shriek, although I don't know which sounds you made when you made sounds. And your little chest would pump to push out noises too big for your body. Who did you call to? What were you calling for? Little matter, I guess. Whatever work you were at has been halted, never to be finished. I see already that death has begun to gnarl you. I think, at least, when you lived, you would not have been so dry and shriveled. Now that I see you, with brown rot beginning to blend you into the soil you lie on, I wonder how you looked when your feet, like little twigs, hopped along the ground or held you on your perch, and your head twitched back and forth looking for I don't know what. Now you lie here, quiet and still, disappearing into the earth. They say that two ships may pass in the night, and after a brief signal between them, each sails back into the darkness, never to meet again. Here I am, a single ship, sailing by a sunken one, a ship I never saw sail, and one I doubt I will see again. I don't know whence or whither you went, what route you took through the water and why that led you to this spot. I never will know, and there's little for me to do besides send my signal in the night. I have my own sailing to do, little bird, so I guess this is where I leave you. Goodbye.
All right. Before we get to these scores, I do want to mention a few things. Some books by our judges are available to check out on the back table. So please take advantage of looking through those, find those out. And a reminder also that all 7 of these poets that are competing in round 2 are invited to the Grand Slam. And that will be Tuesday, April 29th, 6 p.m. at the Gathering House in the Garland District. Everyone know where that is? Easy to find. So be sure to come and check out these 7 poets as they compete for the Grand Slam there. All right, judges, scores. 9.5, 9.8, oh, sorry, 9.7. Don't know where. Oh, me. 9, 9.2, 9.4. Another cool note is that every high school that participated has made it into round 2. Yeah. So at the Grand Slam at the Gathering House on April 29th, you will see students from all 4 of these high schools. Pretty cool. Yeah.
Ow!
All right, final score for Talene, 28.1.
Woo!
And our final poet for the evening of round 2, Annie Gubler.
Isn't it all overwhelming? Hearing people talk about you and what they're expecting. They say don't sweat the small stuff, then laugh at you when life gets tough. How do you pick just one thing to do? Because honestly, I have no clue. Everyone has it figured out. No one seems to question or even have one doubt. No one really knows when it will be their time to go. So we just keep pushing through, hoping this life won't be cruel. When meeting new friends, when a relationship ends, we all hope for a brand new start. We all want to follow our heart. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes the darkness lurks. One day we will all see our end. So does it really matter how much money we spend? The time and effort put into different things, does it really matter if we ever spread our wings? Politics and religion, does it really matter that we make a specific decision? We have only but a fraction of time in this life, so is it really worth trying to live without strife? The answer to these questions are yes. Even if you feel you're not making progress, you are. So accept being the driver and get in the car, start navigating the road called life. We only have one to live. And only so much that we can give. This time on earth is short, but between blanket forts and playing sports, laughing with friends and watching stories end, starting brand new and finding what's true, working hard and letting down your guard, falling in love, feeling light and free as a dove, the answer is yes. It may all seem overwhelming, and at times it may feel like a mess. There are things to do, achievements to be met. So cherish each moment. Don't waste the time that you get. Thank you.
All right. Annie was our final poet. And after the scores are read for Annie, if you have any questions about possible scoring discrepancies, please bring them to the timekeepers right after this final score is announced, okay? All right, judges. 9.5, 9.3, 9, 9, 8.9. You know, when I took this gig, I was a little hesitant about this whole booing thing, but I kind of dig it. I'm going to start booing more in my life.
We boo you.
And, yes.
Yes.
I deserve that. Final score for Annie, 27.3. Now, the score tabulators are going to figure out who the top three winners are. We've already awarded the school trophy to University High School. Very cool. And I'll be back in just a moment. All right, now is the time to hear the names of the winners for the slam. They'll receive prize money generously donated by the Library Foundation of Spokane County. And here to distribute the prize money to our winning poets is Mary Ellen Brax, Head of Youth Services at Spokane County Library District. All right. I'm going to move this out of the way so we can get better pictures.
That's so much better.
See, I can do good things. Our third place winner, and the winner of $50, Hope Austin. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, good job. Congratulations. Oh, thanks.
All right, our second place winner of $100, Colby Allbee.
Yeah.
All right, folks, the winner of Valley Slam, first place, $150, Logan Crowley.
Oh, she loves it. Awesome.